In this video, I'm going to talk about sustainable weight loss strategies for beginners. Not only will losing weight improve how you look and feel about yourself, it will also offer a whole host of health benefits, including things like improvements in your blood pressure, blood cholesterol, and blood sugars. And this is just with a modest 5 to 10% weight loss. Often the problem is that we want far too much too soon, so we have unrealistic expectations. So we go for more extreme approaches that promise unrealistic results for the most part. And these are simply unsustainable, like completely cutting out carbohydrates, for example, or eating one meal a day and other such unsustainable practices. I'd like to share with you 3 small processes that I've found to be effective for helping people to approach weight loss in a much more systematic and sensible way. Firstly, making time. Most people often use the excuse that they don't have time when it comes to doing things for their own health and well-being. Well, I'm afraid that old excuse won't cut it. When it comes to your health and well-being, you have to make time. It's perfectly normal to find it hard to make time for ourselves, especially if you're a parent or a caregiver, for example. But the bottom line is, if you don't make time, time will be taken from you. And yes, that includes time spent on health, fitness, and nutrition-related skills and activities. The second strategy is all about planning, prioritization, and preparation. It's really important to schedule in your workouts, put them in the diary, even grocery shopping, plan which day you're going to go and do that every week, allocate time for it, and other time that's dedicated to your well-being. You need to prepare for potential obstacles that are going to come in your way and interrupt your plans. So you need to be aware that it could happen, and what are you going to do when it does? Incorporate weekly rituals such as meal preparation. This could be just simply packing your food for the next day or cooking a whole batch of food for the week. What I do for myself is I'll cook a whole batch of food for a week, one day a week. So maybe on Sunday or Saturday, my whole next week's food is prepped. So all I need to do is pull it out of the fridge and put it in a box for me to take to work. Very easy. If you don't do this, the chances of you cooking on a daily basis are quite slim for most people. And then they're going to end up going for food deliveries, fast food, or just whatever they can grab, which tends to end poorly in terms of food quality choices. This sort of thing can also include practices such as packing your workout clothes the night before as well, so everything is ready. I find that if I'm not prepared, everything is just completely disorganized and I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve from the next day. So pack your workout gear, get your meals prepped, have everything ready so that when you wake up in the morning, all you need to do is grab and go. You don't need to think, you're not behind, you're ahead of schedule, and you'll have a lot more productive day. As part of this planning and preparation, another thing that you can do is to take a small 5-minute action that will help you to move in the right direction of your goals, to feel and perform better. They can also serve as some form of declaration of your intention to change. So examples of these could be saying, right, I'm going to go to bed 15 minutes early tonight and all this week. It's a very simple thing to do, and it's not a huge sacrifice. You could book in a personal training session. Once it's booked in, if you cancel, the chances are you're going to be charged. And also you kind of feel a bit bad about doing that. So, you don't want to lose face. So, you've made a commitment. Go for a 10-minute walk. Just get up and go. You're basically taking actions, positive actions that are declaring your intention to make positive changes in your life. The third strategy involves regulating our food behaviours. Now this is actually a very simple thing that often gets overlooked. What we're referring to is the environment in which we eat and what we're doing whilst we're eating that could contribute to us potentially overeating. So by this we mean eating slowly and mindfully. So things like cutting out distractions when you're eating, Don't look at your phone. Try not to eat when you're sat in front of the TV. Don't be doing your emails and have your laptop next to you. Just have that as like a sacred time in which you can appreciate and actually fully experience the meal. Chew your food thoroughly, or you can even use a small utensil to eat with. I have actually had some success with people by just suggesting that they eat with a much smaller utensil, like a really small spoon, for example. It's amazing that they actually get full a lot more quickly, because it gives us their stomach and their brain time to sink, and they actually get those hunger cues that they didn't really recognize before, or by the time they recognized it was too late. Another thing is you can do something small, do something between bites of food. So once you've taken a bite, put your utensils down, chew your food before you pick them back up again. It's very important to learn to recognize your hunger and fullness cues. You need to practice simply noticing hunger and fullness cues. So you have to be a lot more mindful of your body and what your body's telling you whilst you're eating, instead of just mindlessly shoveling food down, and then you just feel stuffed and have to put up with all of the potential negative after effects of that, which is usually lethargy, or you're really not going to be focused or operating on a very high level at that point. Get eating habits into a routine. You need to try and schedule meal times. Plan your meals. Plan what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it. Some of the most successful people in terms of weight loss, fat loss, etc., they like fairly robotic in terms of when they eat. So they'll eat their breakfast at a certain time, lunch at a certain time, dinner at a certain time, and they'll probably have snacks roughly at the same times each day. Stock up on healthy and convenient foods. That way, when you are hungry, if you want a snack, you can go and get one, and you know it's not going to be something that's going to sabotage your diet. So if you fill your cupboards full of chocolates and sweets, guess what you're going to eat when you get hungry? Chocolates and sweets. If it's there, it will get eaten, guaranteed. If you have fruit, vegetables, things like low-fat dairy products, etc., that's far better options for you, and they're going to make you feel a lot more satisfied and sustained for a lot longer.